Dean Blandino here on the Rich Eisen Show, and as you point out, it makes it very difficult to watch. It really does. And so the question is at what point is there too much of it? And it appears last night the person to have actually given voice to everybody who has been thinks that it's too much was Tom Brady on Twitter. It trended. Everybody saw that he said he's turning the game off, and it made the broadcast on NFL Network last night. Is it possible? Because we saw in the third quarter, nothing got called.
No fouls.
Is it possible somebody made a call down to Jacksonville and said, knock it off because of the attention it received from Tom Brady's Twitter account?
Well, let me first say I was with Tom last night, and we ended up turning the game off, and we went bowling after that.
Odd. That's so what a coincidence.
And so anyway, I would be shocked if Al Riveron or anybody from the league office communicated to the crew to stop calling penalties. That would be so outrageous. Mm-hmm. But it definitely, the timing lined up where Tom sends the tweet, it goes viral, and the third quarter we have nothing. But I would be shocked. In my time, and I think you and I talked about this, in my time there were very few instances where I communicated with the crew outside of replay reviews.
Give me one.
One was, if the game was getting out of control. Go back to Josh Norman and Odell Beckham.
Okay.
When they, Josh was with the Panthers, Odell was still with the Giants. That was a game where I communicated with the crew and basically said, look, this is getting out of control. We have to rein this back in. So it's not don't call fouls. It's actually, we have to start getting this under control.
Well, that would be the opposite in a way of get this under control might also be code for knock it off.
Exactly.
Or is it possible that a communication did come to Al to say, how often did you get a call from the top down or from anybody from that level of a seat of power in the NFL?
Very rarely in game would I get a communication from the commissioner or someone in that seat or that level.
Okay.
He would come down and be in the command center during games, and we would talk about different things, but very rarely would he communicate during the game. So again, I think that would be very unusual for that to happen last night, but it was curious to say the least.
The third quarter, there were no fouls, Dean. 15 in the first half. Third quarter, it was just like...
It was pretty clean.
So is it possible that players adjusted at halftime? I'm serious, because there were a couple in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
There was there were a couple of them, but
it's possible. It's possible at halftime the crew got together and they discussed it themselves, the officiating crew, and they said maybe we're being overly technical and let's pull it back a little bit. That's possible. Those adjustments do happen. But again, in an ideal world, it's the two teams deciding how many fouls there are, not the officiating crew. But again, it's something, you don't see that too often where you have 15 in the first half and then nothing the entire third quarter.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live or download the Rich Eisen Show app.